How was good, you guys? Today we're in a different setup. I'm in my sister's room. I just feel like we needed a background change. Yeah. But anyways, that is besides the point of this video, because I've called you guys here today because I want to talk to you guys about like media. Because media has really changed so much over the years, and I feel like the people who have been most affected by that have been like preteens and teenagers. I feel like something that was just so like pivotal in like my upbringing and like my preteen era and like my childhood quite literally was media. And I feel like nowadays there's not really media that's appropriate or like designated or even popular for teenagers today. It doesn't have that whole significance that it used to have before. I generally feel like I grew up in an era where you could distinguish media that was for kids, for babies, for preteens, for teens, for adults, etc. But nowadays I feel like that line has kind of been blurred. But nowadays I just feel like kids now, they don't even have like media or outlets or anything like that that's designated for them. And we're going to discuss all of that in this video, so stay tuned. So I really want to go through different time periods and talk about how media and content has really changed and evolved over times. So we're going to start off the 90s/early 2000s Y2K era. In the 90s/2000s, there was a whole new era of technology, music and fashion. And I feel like there was actually a huge market that was catered for preteens. With shows such as Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or even Grange Hill, which was a popular show here in the UK. And these shows weren't just impactful just because they showed young people on the screens. They actually talked about real life issues, and they actually gave so much comfort to so many people all around the world. As well as this, lots of young people formed the whole sense of identity through music. With the emergence of Britpop, brands such as Westlife, Spice Girls, Take That, Boyzone, we're in a whole new era of boy bands and girl bands. As well as this, house, rap, rave music was becoming increasingly popular as well. And even though so many people are reminiscent of this time, it seems like it was like a golden era. There was no social media, kids were being kids, as people have said. But even though that was the case, there were still so many prevalent issues that young people were facing, mental health problems. But now, hey, look, we've seen that the times have changed. Not many people were talking about it during then as we talk about it now. As well as this like gang culture, antisocial behavior, youth violence, there were still problems. Even though we're in a golden era of entertainment. But I'm going to talk a bit more about that later on in the video. Just hold on to that. Okay, now I can give more of like a first-hand point of view. We're going to talk about the era that I grew up in because, my goodness gracious me, I was born in 2004 and I just miss like, 2010 era was so, I feel like it was so fun. Like that's like, when I think back of like those times, obviously I was a child, but it's like, it was so fun. I miss those days. And one of the biggest reasons why that era was so fun was because Disney Channel and Nickelodeon were just really at their peak. They were just out here pumping classic shows that I still watch to this day. Shows such as That's So Raven, Sweet Life on Deck, Wizards of Waverly Place, Hannah Montana, the High School Musical franchise, dare I say, top tier franchise. And Nickelodeon were producing bangers such as Drake and Josh, iCarly, Victorious, Big Time Rush, Zoe 101. The list goes on and on and on and on. And obviously, like with these kinds of shows, like they were fun and they were entertaining, but generally you could tell that they were marketing this for preteens. There was actually a market and there was actual media and content that was actually not explicit. Minus Victorious sometimes. When I revisit Victorious, it's a bit weird sometimes. But something that was like slowly like brewing and like emerging in this whole golden era of Disney Channel was YouTube. YouTube was kind of like, it wasn't like how it is now. It wasn't perfect. It was just it was like stupid, but in like a good way. It was like, you know, like the Cinnamon Challenge, Glozella. What was it? Glozella? I'm mixing two people up. Glozell, Fred, Annoying Orange. I feel like what was different about YouTube then and how it is now is like the videos were silly. Like people would just post on YouTube because like they wanted to make like a viral clip or like a viral like 2-minute little skit or something like that. Like people didn't do like personal like vlogs or like, you know, it wasn't like how it is now. And unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. That Disney Channel peak, that Nickelodeon peak, I feel like it will never be as big as it was in like the early 2010s. And I feel like we noticed that shift more so in like 2015. Once shows such as Jessie or like Liv and Maddie, which is a show I never watched, but people watched it, I didn't ever watch it. Once those shows kind of ended, then we all kind of switched from Nickelodeon and Disney Channel to YouTube. I feel like people didn't really continue watching Disney Channel. If you still watch Disney Channel, hey, what's even on there? I don't know. And YouTube was like really popping from like 2015 to 2018. I think that was kind of like one of the, like a pivotal moments where people were like, you know, I can actually like make a living and actually make a proper career out of this thing. And even during that time, like vlogs were coming out a bit more. I feel like one of the biggest things I remember was like challenges and like prank videos and stuff like that. You know, those couples, cheating on my girlfriend prank, or like crazy videos like putting Viagra in like my boyfriend's like Starbucks coffee or something like that and seeing what happens. You know, like people were a bit crazy on that app. I think like one thing about YouTube that really stands out in comparison to like TV is like there's generally content for everyone. Like if you want to watch a video of someone reacting to a flipping gaming video, you got it. If you want to watch people do like a beauty video, cooking video, vlog, lifestyle, you got it. Something I actually forgot to mention was actually like the rise of the streaming service errors. I feel like from like 2015, like for me personally, that's when I started watching shows on Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu. Oh! I remember the first show that I proper remember watching on a streaming service was 13 Reasons Why. Whew. hey, woof, what a time, what an era. And now I'm looking back at it, in 2015, how old was I? No, 13 Reasons Why came out like 2017, 2018. It's like, why were we like 13, 11, 12 watching shows like Power or 13 Reasons Why or Riverdale? I remember watching, I think I just watched like the first season of Riverdale. I never finished that show, finishing that show. But we were actually, like, let's keep it all the way real. Well, for me, my era, I don't know what I'm still Gen Z. It's like, even though we can talk smack about this generation right now, well, I'm not going to talk smack on anyone. When I was in like year 8, year 7, I was kind of watching kind of dark content. You know, I was watching that traumatic scenes of 13 Reasons Why at a very young, tender age. I was just a sweet little lamb. Why was I watching that kind of stuff, you know? I don't know why, but I feel like even like a bit nostalgic about it. I've really enjoyed YouTube from like 2015 to like 2018. I feel like it was just so much more carefree during that time. You know, like the Chunkses and all those creators over there. And like, I just feel like I feel like that was the last time we came on this app on YouTube and like seriously had fun, you know? And I feel like the shift from like fun to like political, we really saw that from like 2020. I feel like YouTube is not as fun as it used to be. And I feel like a huge reason why is like that whole kind of like censorship kind of thing. Like this app has generally become like much more stricter. There are certain words that I feel like you can say, like there's nothing wrong if you say it, but it's like YouTube might just flag it and be like, nope, get out of here. And it's just like, oh, come on, I'm just talking about something, you know? So some creators have moved to like Patreon to post their videos, but lots of people, they don't want to use Patreon. Like you have to pay for Patreon. I wouldn't pay to see any of my YouTubers. People have, you know, posted on like OnlyFans and stuff like that. Even if they're not like doing like crazy stuff, it's like OnlyFans, you can post whatever you want there. But also, the biggest thing that people have moved from YouTube is like streaming services. That's like your Twitches and your, what's that app called? It's Twitch and Kick. Yeah, Kick, I think. Yeah. When I think of like this streaming era, I think of 4 people instantly come to mind: Speed, Kaicenat, Aiden Ross, and Sneako. And me personally, like I've never sat down and watched any of their streams or like joined any of their streams. I think I've watched like 1 or 2 kaicenat videos here and there, but I don't actively keep up with them. But I feel like those 4, I just feel like I just always see them like just on my feed. I remember there was a time where I just saw Speed when he was like new to the scene. I saw like flipping like fireworks going off in his house and him like barking and shouting and stuff like. Like that, you know, you see those kinds of things on your phone, you're gonna remember that. Come on, you're gonna remember that. Just so you guys know just how big kaicenat and iShowSpeed actually are, kaicenat has done so many subathons and has broken streaming records, and iShowSpeed has become the fastest YouTuber to surpass 10 million subscribers. When I think of creators who are older than me, that's like the KSIs, the Beta Squads, the Sidebends, the kaicenats. I don't think those groups of people initially intended, like I want our audience to be young people. When I mean young people, I mean preteens, I mean, you know, 9-year-olds. I think when I look at content of people like Beta Squad, like I remember I used to watch them a lot, but I feel like nowadays, well, I don't think they're posting in like, they haven't posted in a minute, but like nowadays I can't watch them because it's like, I just feel like I've grown up from this kind of content, and it's like, there's no shade to them, like that's just how I feel. I just feel like those kinds of content, those kinds of like, hey guys, welcome back to my video, like, it's just, it's content that's digestible for young people, you know? And for me, like, as a content creator myself, as someone who actually generally does care about, like, the mental health and, like, well-being of, like, preteens and teenagers, I would hate to have hate, H-A-T-E, hate. Like, to have a platform where I know that my target audience is, like, 9-year-olds or 8-year-olds. Like, for me, like, that's just, like, a nightmare scenario. Like, go to your mom, like, don't come to this channel. Like, come here if you want to like have a conversation or something, but I'm not making content that's for 10-year-olds, you know. And this is where we see like there's been like a huge shift for role models for young people in terms of like the 90s, like 2000s, 2010s era in comparison to this new era that we're living in right now. As a kid, like I was consuming so much media and there were so many people that I looked up to, so many people were role models of mine, and something that was so like crazy from then and comparison to now is that I generally knew nothing about them. In like the most simplest form, like me as a child, sit on the couch, watch the TV. If you want to know more about the actors, they'll do interviews where they had like tons of media training before that, PR team and everything like that. And then if not, if you want to know more about them, they had like, you know, like celebrity like gossip accounts and posts and stuff like that. But it wasn't personal. I couldn't directly like speak to Orlando Brown or like Raven Simone, and like that's the thing, it was kind of like if you wanted to like talk or interact with like the people that you watched, you had to like, I don't know, win some flipping contest or something, and like your whole family like go to LA for some sort of like Comic-Con event or something like that in order to meet the people that you look up to. But nowadays that fourth wall of like creator consumer has completely been broken. Now with like this whole like streaming service era, I feel like with people like talking to like the chats and like, you know, actually being able to like message or be on like live streams with like their favorite content creators, that fourth wall in terms of like role model inspiration has really been broken. Are you following on? Do you get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Also, I just want to throw in there, if you're enjoying this video so far, please be sure to give it like a thumbs up. It's not ending, but please be sure to subscribe as well, please. I kind of want to talk about how that can kind of be like there's good and bad in both scenarios. What should I start with? I'll talk the bad first because I want to get that off my chest first. I feel like something that can be like really big about this is you can kind of form like, and the most impressionable people are young people, are preteens, you know, bring this back to like the title of this video. A parasocial relationship can kind of emerge with your favorite online streamer, you know, because unfortunately, lots of people who are online right now aren't really feeding your kids the best information. Like, as I've kind of mentioned, like nowadays, like that fourth wall of like creator and consumer has really been broken. And I feel like nowadays, content is can be a bit more personal. Like what I mean by that, like to use that same analogy, it was like back in the day, it was like, okay, you sit down on that couch and you watch iCarly, you know. I don't know Carly, I don't know Sam, you know, I'm just watching two people. But nowadays it's a bit more I'm speaking to you kind of content. You know, it's kind of like, you know, like these sneakos and like the Adrian Rosses and like the Andrew Tate. Sometimes people are like, if you are 18 years old and you haven't gone to the gym, you don't have a six-pack, you don't have an ab, crazy abs, if you are like, probably like the biggest, most impressionable group in these kinds of content is like our young people. I feel like, hey, let me show you that video of Sneako, and then we'll talk.
Fuck the woman! Fuck the woman!
What? No, wait.
Sneako.
We love women. We love women.
But not like transgenders.
Yes, sir. We love everybody. No.
All gays should die.
Yeah, merch, preach.
The words that we say on this app, the words that we say on YouTube, the words that we say as content creators, the words that we say online, they have an effect. And I feel like one of the biggest reasons why they have an effect is because our young people are listening and reading and reacting to every single, don't cuss or drink, flipping things. Okay, let's keep it all the way real. On this internet right now, there's lots of brain rot kind of content. Lots of like, what the heck is a skibbity toilet? Like, like you kind of see these videos like these like smash or passes, these pop the balloons, these lots of content that's like very like degrading and stuff, and it's like, oh crap, like 12 like flipping 9-year-olds, 8-year-olds are digesting this. Like,
I'm here for you, little bro. Oh! Step to the side. We're here for your mama.
Okay. All types.
what happened to Ben 10? Where's Ben 10 gone, you know? What happened to SpongeBob? Peppa Pig? I sound like an old head, I know. But like, what actually generally happened to content that was designated for kids? Because like, really and truly and honestly, they shouldn't actually be on this internet, like, at this stage. Like, I know I was online, I was on social medias from like year 7. How old are you in year 7? Year 12. But realistically speaking, I know it's not going to change, but kids shouldn't actually be online. But I know, but they're here. They're here. So we have to move with the times and deal with it. They're here. But the internet is raising our kids. Our kids are staying up all night watching kaicenat streams, watching Speed streams, Aiden Ross streams, Sneako streams, flipping, I don't know any other streamers. But on a real, like, I feel like we've had like a really great discussion about like the change of media in comparison for like the 90s in comparison to the era that we're in right now. And something that I think is so crazy is like, I'm the youngest in my family, I'm the little baby. And I feel like if I had like a younger sibling who, let's say, how old am I now? I'm 20. If I had like a sibling who was like in primary school, that's, you're like 7, 8. I actually wouldn't know what to do with them or for them. But this is something that's like very interesting in like the stage of my life I'm at right now. For like, I'm 20 right now. For like my whole entire life, I've looked up to teenagers. I've been a teenager. Now I'm 20, I'm an adult-ish. This is my first time ever looking at a young generation, like looking at a whole new generation. And I just can't help but think like, when it comes to like bad behavior, naughty behavior, and to like social behavior and stuff like that, these are things that have been around since the beginning of time. Since the beginning of time, people have looked at teenagers and been like, oh, they're too this, they're too that, you know. And now I'm trying to be a nice uncle, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be judgmental. I'm not trying to be like, I'm filming, Mom! But on a real, like every single generation, something new happens, there are changes in behavior. And for me, I'm not trying to be judgmental to anyone like that. Even if I can see like a fault in something, I'm here to correct. I'm not here to judge or be nasty to anyone younger than me. Because I just don't like that. I just want to put that out there. I really feel like we can learn from each other. I really feel like we can learn from even people who are younger than us. I feel like you can really learn from everyone. Even if what you learn is like, oh crap, this is crazy. That oh crap, this is crazy needs to turn into like change. It's no point like complaining and being like, oh, this is the problem with everything in the world. You have to actually stand up and like make a difference and make a change. With that being said, who's gonna start like a new Disney Channel or something like that? I've got script. No, I actually don't have any script. But if you want me to get to writing, let's make a whole new That's a Raven or something like that. But I just don't think kids would even be like, TV is something that's so crazy. It's like TV was so big back in my day, and nowadays it's like TV's got like zero cultural significance. Everyone wants to be on TikTok and YouTube and streaming services. Kaicenat is like the new High School Musical in terms of like significance for our young people right now. So we have to move and evolve with the times. But I just generally think like it's so hard like trying to not control, but to like bring peace to like our kids in like this social media era, because like, as I said, like the whole like preteen, teenagers, adulthood, like media has all intertwined and become one. Because it's like, if I was 12 and I wanted to watch like an explicit content or explicit video, I can just go on Twitter and find it. You know, I can just go on Netflix and find it. Netflix will be like, oh, this is not for 18 plus. Are you 18 plus? If I'm 12, I can just click yes. You know, in comparison to like the 90s or even like 2010s, I remember DVDs were so huge. You had to have that. It was like 12, 15, 18. That has gone now. Completely gone. I remember going to like the cinema and I'll be like, oh my gosh, like one day I'll be able to go to like the 18 plus films and stuff like that. Now I can watch an 18 plus film from the comfort of my home, from the comfort of my laptop. And like now a 12-year-old, 11-year-old, flipping 5-year-old can do the exact same thing, and I would never know. Netflix can never know. And in an era, I feel like lots of people blame like bad teens and bad behavior on like content and music and content and music basically. As much as it can have an effect on our generation, it has had an effect on our generation. Who are the biggest monitors for kids? Parents. To wrap up this video, I'm going to just say to like our parents, our carers, our uncles. I'm now an uncle now, yay. We need to give our kids validation, and we need to make sure that our kids feel worthy, validated, and loved, so that they don't try and find that love and energy and attention online, because online you can generally find any and everything, and that's what's very scary. That's generally very, very scary. And on a real, in like a world where lots of crazy people get public platforms to be crazy people and spread crazy beliefs, let's just, this is me, my grown folks, us grown folks, let's be role models to our kids. Like, we can just be local role models. We don't need to do anything like out of the ordinary, but just show love and be kind people. If we show them love, hopefully, hey, by the grace of God, they give that love back. In the words of Whitney Houston, I do believe that the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty. Okay, but on the real, I still do have optimism, even if it's a bit, sometimes every day kind of it goes down a little bit like that, but we're going to do better for our kids. Let's do better for our kids. But on the real, that's all for now. Please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let's continue this conversation in the comment section or in my social medias. And yeah, peace and blessings. Have a beautiful day. God bless you.